Hello everyone and welcome back to Mahjong Soul. My name's Yusung and guess what? I am fully addicted to this game. I am fully addicted to Mahjong. I promise you, whenever I'm not streaming or even making YouTube videos for this game, I am playing this game. Just to give you an idea of how things were going, for a while, we were literally in the Shadow Realm. I'm gonna tell you, morale has never been lower, but now we have finally ascended and returned to winner's POV. So, let's keep things going in the gold room. Again, I'm trying to get out of expert and into master to try to impress my friends. And that's my current goal, motivating me to play a lot. So I hope you'll enjoy and that you learn a little something. I've been reading a lot of Mahjong literature too. There's a lot of great resources online. A lot of it on YouTube is for mostly Japanese speakers, which unfortunately I'm not, despite the prolific amount of anime that I've watched and consumed in my lifetime. However, there's a lot of like translated texts and stuff online, and I hate to do this shameless plug really early, but I guess I'll get it out of the way. Like and subscribe if you want. Also, in the Discord below, we post a lot of that Mahjong literature, so I hope you'll join us in talking about it and posting our thoughts and stuff. Okay, let's take a look at this hand. I'm honestly really excited to play while recording, because when I play and I don't record, I'm kind of on autopilot, and sometimes it leads me to make really, really bad decisions. So now that we can talk about things more, I might be able to play a little bit better too. So, you ever just start a game and you get a middle finger straight from God himself? That's kind of just what happened there with us discarding a north wind and drawing another one. One east wind's already been discarded. You know what? Let's get this out of the way. I also was reading this like a text by this Mahjong pro player who was like, I understand that some players might want to keep the red dragon because you might draw another one and form a pair with it. However, there's also a argument to be made that you could discard it earlier before other players have a chance to make a pair as well. And they were talking about how like attitudes towards what kind of Mahjong play is best has shifted throughout the times and what's like more modern versus more traditional. The point is, I don't get invited to a lot of parties, okay? This is what I spend my time doing and I have absolutely no regrets. This is shaping up to be an okay hand. Of course, we would want to get rid of this one of circles because it's not really helping us that much. This 5-7-9 shape isn't that bad. It becomes a sequence, whether we draw a 6 or an 8, and then we can cut the other one. This west wind, we don't want to keep it for too long because it's starting to feel a little dangerous. But at the same time, like, this feels like a Ricci only hand. Like, we're not about to do any like mixed triple sequence or a full straight or a half flush. Like, we don't really have a lot of win conditions here. So if we're going Ricci only, because keep in mind, Ricci is a Yaku in and of itself, we might as well keep this around. However, I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is a ticking time bomb. I don't want to have to cut this later in my hand when someone could be like about to win with it or anything, you know what I mean? Okay, so this is looking good. We have a triplet, strangely enough, of the one of bamboo. That's pretty lucky. This 3-4-4 shape isn't that bad. So if we look at our hand, we can think about it in, okay, they called Ricci. This hand, I'm telling you right now, is not that valuable. No offense, hand. So we're going to be folding. But while we're folding, I kind of wanted to talk to you about this. So in order to win, we need 4 sets of 3 and one pair, right? So we can kind of think about those 5 shapes right now. So this would probably be a shape like 3-4-5 or maybe a triplet or something. This is probably a shape, probably a sequence. This is also probably a shape. This is probably a shape. And then we need some kind of pair to go along with it. So that's, we can kind of consider our hand in that sense and then work towards that. Like there's our pair, right? So if we really wanted to push for this hand, we would probably cut this 6 of bamboo. But however, since we're folding because our hand isn't that valuable, even with the addition of a red 5, let's play things a little safe. Besides, like playing a 6 right after someone has played a 5 of bamboo and called Ricci with it, like it's very, very dangerous. What can we play here that's safe? I think this one should be pretty safe. Okay, this one is pretty safe, which is really good news for us because it means we have 3 safe discards. But yeah, adjacent tiles are really, really dangerous to discard after someone calls Ricci. Because keep in mind, right? Like, imagine for a second that they had a 4-5-5 shape in their hand. A 4 of bamboo, a 5 of bamboo, and another 5 of bamboo. And then they finish some other part of their hand, and all they need is a sequence left. So they call Ricci on the 5 of bamboo, leaving them with a 4 and a 5 left, which is why this 6 is so dangerous to discard, or could be so dangerous to discard, you know? It's not necessarily 100% of the time going to be the case, but we can, you know, we can just play around that because it's more likely than not. More likely than like any other extremely vague conditions. Basically, we have reason enough to suspect that this is the case, you know? I cannot believe I made a tutorial for this game, and this is why I had to script it out, okay? Because your boy here is not the most eloquent when speaking off the cuff, okay? I'm not a Lin-Manuel Miranda in Hamilton, you know? To invoke this cursed text. All right, I'm also going to tell you right now. Oh, a white dragon discarded really late in the game before any others have been discarded. I got so much sleep last night. Like lately, I wake up at like 8, which I realize is like late to some, earlier to others. Today, I slept until till 10. And it was the first time in a long, long time that I've been able to do that. And I feel so awake. I'm like... It hurts a little, you know what I mean? They were waiting on the 4 of characters and the 7 of characters, by the way. I'm blocking it a little. Point is, I'm so awake right now. It's like, oh my God, I know I'm in the Matrix or whatever. Look, I've never watched the Matrix. I know. It's a really good movie. I should really go see it. Blah, blah, blah. Not blah, blah, blah. I don't mean to invalidate your position like that, but I just feel way too alive right now. It's actually sickening to me. Okay? This hand is okay. I mean, we're lacking a lot. Unfortunately, these south winds here, though they are a pair, they don't really help us with anything else. However, if we're gonna keep a pair, like we might as well keep this one, right? Okay. This is why I want to hang on to the east one. It's because not only are we sitting in the east seat, it's the east round. So this counts as 2 Yakub for us. So it's extra valuable if we can make a triplet. However, our hand is in pretty bad shape. So if we have to discard it to play a little faster, we can. And now we can kind of see 5 shapes starting to form, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In fact, we have an extra shape here. Now we could chi this and go for a 1, 2, 3 mixed triple sequence. Oh man, why are you doing this to me? I kind of want to keep the south winds. I know they're not really that helpful. But I kind of like the feel of them, you know? Because say like we call Ricci and one of our winning tiles could be the south wind. It's a pretty inconspicuous tile to other players for them to discard. That's a great draw. 5, 6, 7 sequence just completed. So we're looking to complete this thing, or honestly this thing. Like our hand is moving along at a pretty steady pace. There were some games that I was playing where it was just like the hands that I was drawing were straight garbage. Like sometimes, like Mahjong is a game of skill, but it's also luck in what tiles that you're dealt and what hands you're dealt in the first place. However, some of these tiles that I were getting were just pure garbo. I think we cut this. Because we already have a pair. We're not like starving for pairs. You know what I mean? Like a person who's addicted to one fruit in particular. This is fine. So we can call Ricci now if we draw a 6 of characters, a 9 of characters. Okay, that is unfortunate, but I don't regret our decision at all. 6 of characters, a 9 of characters, a 3 of bamboo, a 2 of bamboo, or a south wind. So we have a lot of options going for us if we, in order to get into Tenpai, and there it is. So we drew the 2 of bamboo. I'm going to call Ricci on it. So am I going to call Ricci on it? It's not super valuable. I mean, this hand isn't really that valuable, and there's only the 6 of characters left. I'm gonna do it just to see what happens. We're the dealer, which means that if we win, our hand is gonna be worth more than if we were not the dealer. And this Ricci might force other players to start playing defensively. Like, we can probably guess that this player is starting to fold, although we can't be sure. Like, I placed 1 of circles. I discarded a 1 of circles earlier, so they're discarding it now. It's a pretty safe tile. We can't tell, of course, if they're folding their entire hand like this, but clearly they're at least playing a little bit safe. Player to our left might be disconnected. Okay, never mind. Of course, we don't chase those kind of dishonorable wins here, okay? We're all about playing fair and square. Just kidding. Are you kidding me? If a player to the left discards, it's kind of, or disconnects, it's kind of like a blessing. Because, I mean, it's a blessing or a curse. Because they just auto draw and auto discard. So as the player to their right, you get the chi all you want. But sometimes it's not even what you want to do, you know? So we're sitting here in Ricci, and we're just waiting for the 6 of characters to come. I think there's a good chance that it could. Of course, there's also the chance that we draw it. Nothing really seems that suspicious from other players' hands. Like, this player discarded 2 red dragons, which means I'm pretty sure they're folding. Like, I'm pretty sure they had this pair in their hand, and they just broke it up in order to play safely. Unfortunately, our winning tile is not coming, and there's only 14 left in the wall, but that's okay. Just gonna, sometimes I lean away from the mic to breathe and to burp. Oh my god. I mean, I also had ice cream for the first time in a while today. I've had a huge day today. We went to downtown LA to go to Little Tokyo, and holy moly, there's this awesome matcha store there. We got a matcha scone. Oh, we could con here. There's a Yaku that's winning after a con. Unfortunately, we didn't get it, but that's okay. But you gotta go for it. You gotta go for it when you're in Ricci. When you're not in Ricci, or when you're not 1 tile away from winning, it's probably not worth it. But in those situations, I feel like it's worth it. Of course, like, we could have made someone else's hand like really, really powerful with this con. Ah! Okay. That's fine. It's a baby hand. It's not like I wanted to win or anything. Baka. So what can we learn from this? Well, we can maybe learn that it's not a good idea to go into Ricci if you only have 1 out. You know what I mean? In our sense, it was the 6 of characters. If we maybe had both the 6 and the 9, it would have been a lot better. Or, I mean, it obviously would have been a lot better. So let's take a look at this hand right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, 1, 2. With this 8, this could be even 2 sequences. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's probably gonna be our hand when it wins. Like, obviously this 4 and this 9 are a bit redundant, but unfortunately we need like we need a few things in order for our hand to get into tenpai. Tenpai is the Japanese term, like when you're 1 tile away from winning. Like, when you can either draw your winning tile or someone else can deal your winning tile. That means you're in tenpai. 1 tile away from winning. So when you're in Ricci, that means you're always in tenpai. I will say, it's very, very confusing. Like, the reason that I wanted to stick to English terms in my tutorial was because I didn't want to confuse everyone. Like, hey, you're learning this new game. I also don't want to have you, like, have to translate everything on the fly as well. However, in all the Mahjong literature that exists out there on the internet, they all use the Japanese terms. So I think I'm going to slowly start incorporating more and more of that into these videos. Again, if you're ever confused, please leave a comment below. Not only does it help with the algorithm, because I'm a soulless clout chaser, I would love to help educate or help in any way that I can. Okay, so we're one tile away from tenpai. It does not matter because the player to our right is playing super efficiently. Oh my god, what a nice hand. Damn, they're playing really, really well, or they're getting really lucky, or possibly both. So we're in 3rd place right now. We're not super far behind. Like, I don't think anyone's running away with it. You might be looking at the 25,000 point difference between me and the player to my right, and you're probably disagreeing, but it's not over. It's not over yet by a long shot. Also, it's only because we're in the East 3 round. And keep in mind, because we're in the South room, it'll go East 1, 2, 3, 4, and then South 1, 2, 3, 4. So we still got a lot of game left to play. It's also funny whenever I catch myself saying those things, like, we still got a lot of game left to play. It's because, like, I'm not a sporto at all, but in those moments, I'm like, oh my god, I'm a jock. Like, this, I'm literally a jock right now. So this is great. So how do we get into tenpai? We either draw the 2 of characters, or the 3 of bamboo, or the 6 of bamboo. Why not the 7 of circles here? It's because we need a pair. So more likely than not, this 9 is probably going to get discarded. So what we're really hoping for is a 2 of characters draw. Well, this is going to be safe no matter what. So we can keep this for now. It doesn't really matter what we want to discard between the 9 and the East, you know? Neither really helps or hurts our hand that much. Okay, 6 of circles. Unfortunately, that's not super helpful either. I'm going to get rid of it early because it's a more quote-unquote dangerous tile to keep in our hand. like we're probably not going to use it in our finishing hand. And so finishing hand, what is this? Talk about my ex-wife. Sorry. Someone in our community said that she introduced these videos to her dad, and I was like, oh my god, that's awesome. And then immediately I was like, oh my god, no, I make the worst jokes in here. I don't want to make things uncomfortable between you and your dad. So why go for Ricci here? Did we not learn our lesson when we only had one out earlier? Sure, but I still think that this is early enough of a Ricci that that it's okay. It either forces other players to play defensively, or like we haven't given them enough information for them to play like super safe. So that's okay. Like obviously if you can call Ricci within like the first 4 discards or within the first 6, that's like super powerful, because it's really hard to play safe when you haven't given a lot of safe tiles to your opponents. But this is probably okay. There's four of characters left in the wall, probably sitting in some other players' hands. We can hope that it comes out or that we draw it on ourselves. Unfortunately, this isn't that valuable of a hand either. Maybe the lesson that we can learn here is that like, if you have a really powerful hand, sometimes you won't even need to Ricci. Like if you have like a all triplets hand, or like a hand that's a full straight or something where you already have a Yaku and you don't need to call Ricci, like that's better, because you can just like lie in the darkness and wait for other people to be lulled by this false sense of security into dealing into your hand. However, with a worthless hand like this, or it's like pretty worthless, the only thing we have going for us is a red 5. Like I honestly don't know if it's better to go into Ricci or not. It looks like the player on our right is not giving up. I think they're still pushing to make a hand, because these tiles that they're discarding, this 2 and this 6, don't seem that safe to me. So I think they're still going for a finishing hand. I don't think that they're going I don't think they're being a coward and folding immediately. Okay, but interesting. Probably just trying to get into Tenpai so that they don't lose points at the end when it's an exhaustive draw. Again, at the end of the game, if anyone's new, hopefully this is helpful. If anyone's really experienced at Mahjong, I hope this isn't redundant. But at the end of the game, all the players that are in Tenpai receive 1,000, maybe 1,500 points from players who aren't in Tenpai. Okay, everyone was in Tenpai. Everyone was waiting. The player to my right was waiting on a 7 of bamboo. So in this case, it's a exhaustive draw where no one pays each other. Say, for example, the player across from us was not in Tenpai. They would have had to give each of us that were in Tenpai, I think 1,000 points, maybe 1,500. Yusung, don't you have a Mahjong tutorial? Yeah, I do. I absolutely do. So this is a great hand. Like, this is a extremely blessed hand. Not only that, like, if we draw a Southwind, I think we keep it and try to go for the Yakuman, you know? 4 little wins. I think without it, we can probably... Oh, man. I kind of want to go for a half flush in the... So, all honor tiles and just the character suit. That would be very, very exciting, though, if I was able to get a Yakuman on camera. I've only gotten a Yakuman once while playing with fellow Mahjong streamer, HC Justin and Co. And we were doing the Battle of Asura. So that's a game mode where at the start of every game, you exchange 3 tiles with the player to your right, or sometimes it goes counterclockwise and stuff. But basically you get to remove 3 like less desirable tiles from your hand and hopefully be given 3 more desirable tiles. It gives you a better opportunity to get huge hands. Okay, so this is going pretty well. Unfortunately, I was in this situation last night too while I was playing, or maybe 2 nights ago, where I was going for a half flush, and I swear to you, like 18 tiles in, I had not drawn a single character tile, or a single tile that I needed in the suit that I wanted, you know? Okay, we're 1 tile away from Tenpai, which is really nice. If we pawn on the east wind or the west wind, hopefully the east wind, because that's the prevalent wind Yaku, we can just wait on the 4 of characters in order to win. Of course, the same as if we pawn the west wind, we can discard this 8 and still be waiting on the 4. We're just missing a Yaku from the east winds. player to our left is taking some time to think about what they're going to discard. That could indicate that they're about to disconnect or that they have a really good hand. And they're struggling what to discard. Okay, this is fine. Again, really hoping, like, there's been 1 of 4 characters discarded, which is not great for us, but who knows? It might lead this character or this player to discard another one later in the game. We can, dude, I don't think we need to con this. We could pawn this, but I don't think that that's that useful either. Why take the unnecessary risk, right? But also, it's fun to click the button. Oh God, don't learn Mahjong from me, friends. Don't learn Mahjong from me. Okay, maybe we should have kept that and discarded the white dragon. I realized that 2 of them had been discarded a little too late. Okay, this is absolutely why you con. Did you just see that? So every time you con, you reveal a new door indicator, and we just made our hand so valuable, it literally hurts. Oh my God. But here's the thing. You're getting really excited. I'm getting really excited because I think that if we win this hand, it's so valuable that we probably end up winning the game. Like, we probably end up winning the game because we would have such an enormous lead after this. Okay, the player to our left called Ricci. That's really interesting. So if you're getting excited, like, oh, we might be able to win this game, keep in mind, like, the player to our left is 1 tile away from winning. Get Shadow Realmed. Oh, that hurts. This hurts, man. Oh, that's painful. That's really painful. Door of 4, baby. Oh, it's a Paimon hand. You hate to see it, but you love to watch it walk away. All right, so somehow, even though that we won that monster hand, we're still in only 2nd place. That's okay. It's still fun. Yeah. Ever let the hate consume you in Ricci Mahjong? No? Just me? Okay. Unfortunately, we don't have a clear path to success with this hand, but it's not terrible. We got some okay shapes all around. There's an argument to be made for keeping this West Wind because we are the West Seat player. I mean, we already have a pair in the 1 of characters, so it's not like we have to keep a pair of these 8 of characters either, right? So this is 1 sequence, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is our pair. So we can probably get rid of this 4 and this 1. Don't really want to open our hand just yet. Okay, this 9 of characters is interesting. We could maybe try to go for a 7, 8, 9 mixed triple sequence. I actually don't hate the sound of that at all. Unfortunately, that's not like we already have that one, so cheating it would be a little redundant. However, if we were to go for a 7, 8, 9 mixed triple sequence, we would then have to get a pair still, which would be our 1. Okay. Screw you too. 1, 2, 3. And then we could probably have this be another sequence and this be our pair. You know what? I don't hate the sound of that at all. But of course, like, we still got a long way to go. And of course, someone could call Ricci and kind of ruin our entire day. So if we wanted to play super safe, which I think we do, we can discard this 9 of characters. Because they've discarded it before, we know that 100% it's safe. We now know that the 9 of circles is also safe to discard. These honor tiles are probably safe. There's like just a hint of danger in each of these. It's not like 100% guaranteed, but they're probably safe to discard. I think that this 8 is also pretty safe because they discarded a 5 and a 9. So because they discarded a 5, like 8, to bring up another Japanese term, is technically suji to that tile. Because like they can't have a 6-7 wait, you know what I mean? Like in order to win, they can't be waiting to complete 6 and 7 of characters because they would be inferior 10 because they've already discarded a 5. So we know that that's a little bit safer at least. We're taking a lot of time to think about our discards, so we ended up going with the West Wind here. And in terms of what to discard between the 1 and the 9 here, the 4 is safe because they've discarded it. But again, like, I know Suji is not always the case. Like, you know, what if they're waiting on a triplet or something? Suji wouldn't necessarily be applicable. But if they were waiting on a Pinfu hand, of course it's applicable, because in Pinfu you have to be on a double-sided weight. So again, we can use the same logic here. Because they discarded a 4 of bamboo, we know that they don't have a 2 and 3 of bamboo in their hands. Like that's not the weight that they're waiting on. Okay, so we can discard both of these. That's pretty safe. This 6 of characters, although this player didn't discard it, this player across from us discarded it after they went into Ricci. So we can also think of that as pretty safe. Oh, they're pawning. Interesting. Opening their hand with 16 tiles left. Okay. I'm going to be honest. I'm happy for them that they won. But, oh, they also had a pretty big hand. 2 Dora and a red 5. Okay, that's a Mongon hand. I honestly wish that they took it from the player in first instead of the player that was in third. That would have helped me a lot. But that's okay. We can still win on our own merit, you know? Okay, this is cool. If we really wanted to force it, we could probably go for a half flush in the bamboo suit. Okay, we can discard this. Definitely want to get this North and this red dragon out of our hands sooner rather than later. You know what? I kind of like that. So again, I can't believe I'm saying these words, but Mahjong theory, it's really up for debate whether or not you should discard this red dragon earlier or later. But I do feel like there's been a ton of times where, and this is so anecdotal, but like, you know, I've kept the red dragon or a dragon for like a few turns, and then after that I ended up picking up another one and being able to form a triplet. What I'm thinking here is oh, this is a Dora tile, man. Let's get rid of it. I kind of want to just go for an all simple hand. We have 1 red 5, so it's not the most valuable all simps of all time, but it's not terrible either, you know. We could go for a 3-4-5 mixed triple sequence as well. That exists here. And we also have this lovely shape here where we have a 3-4-5 and a pair of 4s. So if someone were to drop the 2 of characters, we could call pawn on that, you know? Because again, we have another pair for later when we need to finish our hand. Would have loved to use that 4 myself, but that's all right. We could probably get rid of the 7. Of course, we could have made a 5, 6, 7 there, but we can still. But I don't know, because this is 1 shape. This is 2 shapes. This is 3. This is 4, and then we have a pair in here. So I don't hate what we've done. This 5, 6. I mean, this is really interesting. If we wanted to keep the 3-4-5 dream alive, we would probably discard this. But I kind of just want to finish a hand faster. Maybe going for a greedier 3-4-5 would have been better here. Like we could have discarded a 5 or a 6. Like it's not imperative that we would have kept either. But we can just go for a fast all simples hand here. So again, we can call pawn on the 2 of characters or the 5 of circles. We can also call chi if the player to our left discards the 4 of circles, and then suddenly we're in a 10 pi. Of course, it's not a great weight. Whenever you complete sequences, sequences are a lot easier to complete than triplets, because keep in mind there's 4 of each. There's only 4 of each tile. This is tough. So we could wait on the 4 of circles or the or the 5 of circles and the 4 of bamboo. I'm gonna do this because it gives us 2 tiles that we can wait on. Although, again, we have almost all the 4 of bamboo, so it's unlikely that those come out. Maybe it was better to wait on the 4. I'm not sure exactly, because I guess maybe if we had discarded a 5, we could have later drawn a 6 of circles and upgraded our weight. Maybe that was the better move here. Okay, that sucks. They called Ricci. This is the player in first place, keep in mind. Okay. Oh, they called Ricci too. So this is a really dangerous situation. So this 4 of characters is probably safe, but in order to be omega safe, we should drop this 3 of bamboo first. Okay. If we have nothing else to discard, I think the 4 of characters should be pretty safe. This 1 of circles should also be pretty safe. Again, we're no longer in 10 pi, but that's okay. I would rather play a little safe here. Okay, so this is guaranteed to be safe. I know 2 1 of circles have been dropped, but oh, let's go. Okay, so the player in fourth just took points from the player in first, which is really, really good for us. In fact, this is a pure straight half flush red 5. Oh my god, what a monster hand. It's a Hanemon hand. Okay, great. So now the points have been redistributed. We are sitting in first now, up by almost slightly more than 5,000 points, which is a really, really lovely position to be in. Okay, we can discard the dragons here. We can also probably discard this south wind. This is one shape. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. Yeah, our hand is still like a ways away from being complete. So I think what we want to do here is to cut our honor tiles while waiting for some better draws. Okay, an east has been discarded. Statistically, once one has been discarded, it's really, really unlikely for you to be able to make a triplet. So that's why we can cut that. Again, we're hoping that we draw some non-honor tiles so that we can get some more just better shapes in our hand so they can wait to complete sequences or triplets. Yeah, sometimes you get dealt like an amazing hand where it's like really easy to pilot. Like, oh, this is exactly what we do. We go for all simples, bing, bang, boom. Sometimes like this, you kind of just got to wait and see for a little bit. We could maybe go for a full straight here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of circles. But I don't think I would want to call anything. Like I would want to call chi or anything from the player to my left. Okay. Southwind can probably go. So now let's look at our hand. This is probably going to be one shape. This is 2. This is 3, 4, and this can be our pair. You know what? I don't hate that at all. Okay, this isn't terrible either. So we can also think of this as a 1, 3, 5 and a 5, 6. The reason that the 1, 3, 5 is nice is because we can always draw a 2 or a 4 and then cut the redundant tile. Again, the reason that this 3, 5, 5 shape is good is because we can either draw a 4 or a 5 and then again cut the redundant tile. What do we want to do here? We could try to go for like a full flush here of the circle suit by discarding this 3, but I don't think that we do that. We're already in first, and so we're no longer trying to like we're not starved for points, and we just want to win. You know, could chi this and push for a full flush. Okay, exactly what we were talking about just happened. We drew a 5. We drew a 4, so we can discard our 5, getting closer and closer to finishing this hand. Unfortunately, we're not 1 tile away from 10 pi. We're 2 tiles away from 10 pi. But our hand is at least getting closer. I don't really want to open my hand for that. Okay. Unfortunate that we discarded those and we keep drawing those. Okay. Player to our right has called Ricci. Wow, this kind of sucks. I really want to play safe. It's really unlikely that they're waiting for the white dragon. Let's discard this. The other tile that I was thinking about discarding is the 9 of circles. So I also think that like because I know a lot of people are new to Mahjong. In this situation, you might be looking at this and you're like, okay, let's cut the like it might be a little heartbreaking, right, to discard this 3 even though it's really, really safe. But sometimes in this situation, with your points lead, with I mean, we could push for a winning hand, but we don't have to. So although this is a really good draw and it places us closer to winning, like we don't have to force anything. So we know that this 3 of circles is also going to be safe. Oh man, we keep getting dealt really, really nice tiles here. There's a pickup of the Dora. Oh, okay. So the player to our right still has some fight left in them. They sumoed. This hand looks pretty strong. There's 1 Dora. Oh, this is a really good hand. Okay, this is a Mangan hand. Unfortunately, because we were the dealer, we have to pay 4,000, where the other players only have to pay 2,000. And now we're behind by about 6,500 points, 6,400 points. This hand is good. There's some clear shapes here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, we need another thing like this. While this can be our pair, we need some more in this hand. So maybe we can draw like a 4 or a 6 here and pivot this single 5 into a sequence of some kind. We definitely want to cut this green dragon first. Again, exactly what we said happened. We drew the 6. Nice. But the reason that I'm keeping this Northwind is because like it's only valuable to us, right? It's very unvaluable to all the other players. So if we somehow make a winning hand with this, other players are like if we draw another one, we can be pretty certain that other players will discard it, since it has no inherent value for them. All right, so this is a really nice hand. We either want to cut the 7 of circles. This 7 is a little redundant, and it's because we don't really want to make a 7, 8, 9 because we have this is going to be our pair, so we need a pair no matter what. Okay, red dragons have been pawned. I'm gonna throw out this 2. We know that these tiles are like safe-ish to discard. So there's no harm in keeping some safe tiles to discard later when they really don't hurt our hand. Like, we have all the shapes that we need to win here. Oh, this is interesting. I mean, the 8 is the Dora. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I don't need a huge hand or anything. Okay, that moment of pause kind of scared the hell out of me because someone could pawn the Dora and it'd be a nightmare because they would have a really good hand instantly. Okay, nice. So we have a 4, 5, 6. We're 1 tile away from being in Ricci or being in Tenpai, excuse me. And here's the thing. We're waiting on the 3 of bamboo or the 6 of bamboo or the 4 of characters or the 7 of characters. Here's the thing. If we draw either one of them, we don't call Ricci. Why? I mean, we could call Ricci, but we don't need to. Why? Because it's a Pinfu hand. Where all sequences, it's a non-Yakuhai pair, as in it's not the Southwind pair or like a dragon pair or anything like that. And we have a 2-sided weight, which I might have said before. Pardon the redundancy. Okay. I mean, this is a little suspicious now because no Northwinds have been discarded. So maybe the player to our left is sitting on a pair of Northwinds since they had a Yaku in their hand already with the red dragons. We're not sure. So maybe we discard this before it becomes like way too suspicious. I mean, we could call Ricci here. Calling Ricci on a honor tile discard is kind of nice though. Let's go for it. Okay, lucky. Well, we didn't, this is a little suspicious to discard, but luckily we didn't lose. Ah, the player to our right also called Ricci. At least, okay, this is not terrible. This is not terrible. Although we didn't win, they're taking points away from the player in first. Unfortunately, we also called Ricci, so we wagered 1,000 of our own points. Okay. So this is where you have to decide what kind of human being you want to be, okay? Do you push for first for the content, or are you content with being in second for your ELO rating? To be honest with you, I'm not sure. This hand, what's the most valuable version of this hand? Oh, I mean, that's something. That's something for sure. So even though one of them has been discarded, I kind of want to keep this in my hand. It's the door tile and it's our seat wind. So while other players aren't able to make use of it as easily, we can make use of it. Unfortunately, we don't have enough shapes in our hand. Like one here, 2, 3, 4 here. And so we need another thing. Like if this is our pair. Oh, dude, that's our other thing. Okay, so we can look at this and see a 2, 3, 4 sequence and a 4, 5 proto sequence. Like that's almost a sequence. We can get rid of this 9 because it's a little redundant and really hope that we draw another west wind. Again, we don't want to wait too long. That's a great draw. That's a great draw. Why? Because again, this shape is really, really nice. We can either wait on a 5 or a 7 and then cut the redundant tile. This 2 is not really helpful. We could go for a pure double sequence with a 2, 3, 4. But do we want to cut this in order to do so? Fine, I'll do this because if in the case that we draw a 3 of characters, we have a pure double sequence and we also have a all simples hand, which is really, really nice. Okay. That sucks. Player to our left called Ricci. We don't really have any safe tiles to discard. I'm pretty sure this 8 is okay. Oh god. Not like this, dude. Please. I'm gonna need this tile to pass. Okay. The player across from us is deciding whether or not to pawn. Oh, man. Oh, we don't have enough safe tiles, man. Okay, so we could have cheated the 5 and tried to push for a victory, but again, like, I would rather play safe here. I don't want to lose. Okay, they sumoed. Okay. I mean, there's nothing we really could have done about that. So we're going to end this game in second here. At least I think so, right? This isn't big enough of a hand to overtake me. No, okay, we're gonna end this game in second, which was not bad at all. We were in first for a moment there, and that was very, very exciting. Maybe we could have played a little bit more defensively and not called Ricci in order to protect our lead a few times. But you know what? I'll take this second for now. What else did we learn? I'll show you the ELO gain, by the way. Show you the ELO gain. Oh, that's why we do it. At the end of the day, that's why we do it. What else did we learn? When we called Ricci and we could have waited on the 6 of characters and the 9 of characters, probably wasn't a great idea. And maybe like the that hand we shouldn't even have pushed for victory to begin with. Like, I was watching the official Mahjong Soul tournament that they just had on their YouTube channel, and they were talking about how some pro players, or maybe this was in something that I was reading, but like they were talking about how some pro players, upon being dealt a hand, they just decide it's not worth, like, this hand is not worth anything. Like, these cards are useless, you know? Yu-Gi-Oh meme. And they just start folding immediately right off of the bat. They don't even push for a win because they know that, like, it's not worth it. You might end up losing more than you gain, and you can just wait until next round when you're dealt a much better hand. Anyway, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and please be careful with the bell icon, okay? It's a very old bell icon. I didn't get a new one. It's a very old bell, so if you smash it too hard, it's gonna break, it's gonna shatter. And you can also join us on Twitch. I stream Mahjong Soul every Monday at 4 p.m. PST. Please feel free to ask some questions there. I would love to teach the game. I would love to Mahjong explain a little if you'll allow me. Other than that, all my socials are in the description. I hope you'll join us one day. Until next time, please take care of yourself. Please be kind to yourself. Remember to drink a lot of water. And I'll see you next time. Peace.